What's wrong with me?
You're watching the Joe Cronin Show, and I'm the fucking devil.
Tonight on State of the WWE on YouTube.com/Joe Cronin Show, we talk about Sting, Daniel Bryan, the Ultimate Warrior. And we get into how long Daniel Bryan's going to have the title. And what's going to happen with Brock Lesnar now that he's beaten the Undertaker's streak. We're ready to do this. It's Chris Kosovich. It's Joe Cronin. It's the Joe Cronin Show. Let's do this. Let's go. Come on. I'm fired up. And it's not just because I just took some cocaine. It's not just because I did 2 hits of acid. It's because I'm pumped up for wrestling talk. As I hope all of you are as well. What's up, Chris?
What's up?
Dude, I think you have the bigger wanker.
I'm pretty sure that's the case.
Alright, I just want to throw that out there. But it doesn't matter how big your thing is. Alright? You go out to a club, you can get her. I'm telling you. What did I say in one of my other videos? I said something like, the key to getting girls is just don't give a fuck or something. And somebody quoted that all over the place, and it was really funny one night to me. Like, he was like quoting it on Twitter. It's true, though. It seriously is.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Okay. And well, I mean, you got to look somewhat good, and you got to be... It's not even that, really, but it's somewhat good. A little bit good, even if you're just not disgusting. That's what all it is. Just don't be disgusting. As long as you're not... If you're not disgusting and you are very confident and witty...
Well, rule number 1, don't be ugly.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's true. But anyway, so this is State of the WWE episode number 23. It's kind of a mini State of the WWE. I don't know if we're going to, go off in our normal hour or so, but we're going to try to do what we can until we run out of steam. It's late night. We're doing this on the fly, so I'm glad you guys are here. We're also doing a live look-in as we record this on YouTube at 2 in the morning.
I can't hear anything you're saying, just for the record here.
What? You can't hear me? Can you hear me now? Chris? Start the thing and then we'd lose microphones. Can you hear me there, bitch? You want a piece of this? Uh-oh, we lost Chris. We start the thing off and we lose Chris. That's okay. I don't care. I'm gonna go anyway. We're recording this. We could stop and record again. We may have to, actually, but I don't know. Can you hear me, sir?
Now I can.
Oh my God, what the hell happened? I don't know.
I have no idea.
Anyway, let's get right into this thing. Check this out. The WWE actually sent officials to the Ultimate Warrior's house to go shopping and just to do anything that's needed for the Warrior's wife.
Wow, it's like he was the president and this is the Secret Service or something.
Yeah, that's the first thing I thought of. Like, whoa, like it's the fucking cartel. You know what I mean? Like the mob boss died or something.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it was like Vince was like, send over Joey and Tony. Make sure they get all the grocery shopping done.
Then again, I mean, if you're Warriors family, not to blame the WWE, not to be, like that cunt, Nancy cunt, but I could see them just in their grieving period being like, oh, if he didn't get so worked up about this WWE shit, we might still have him here. Even though that's probably bullshit, I could see them almost, falsely feeling that way. So for the WWE to be like, no. We did nothing but good things for the Warrior. We're giving you money. We were trying to help you out by signing this Legends deal. This was all good stuff. We're even going to help you grocery shop. Like, no. It was not us. Don't even get that in your head for a second. That's a good plan on their part.
Yeah, but I think they're legit too. I mean, everyone saw this dude. I mean, I still can't believe we're talking about it. I'm talking about it like it didn't happen because I still can't believe it happened.
Right.
Imagine if someone close to you dies. Like, I mean, this is like it's fucking with me, and he's not like a family member. But
right.
I just saw this dude interacting with his daughters and his wife crying and his mother, and now he's dead. It's like, no. All you can think about is the kids. Like, go. So I mean, I'm sure it helps on both ends, but I think it's the right thing to do. I hope they really take care of them, for, up to a year maybe at least. If and then of course whatever he was going to do for his contract, I just hope they do something. That's terrible. Whatever. I don't know. I hope he gets some money.
I hope they give him or make some announcement that they're giving them something like 90+% proceeds from the DVD, if not 100.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, talk about the timing too. The DVD comes out, all that stuff.
It's almost weird. It's almost like he had a living funeral. You know what I mean? Where like he was able to talk about his career even like, he was talking about the end of his career, but you could easily relate all that stuff to the end of his life. And it's very rare that people get to have a moment like that, So in a way, I mean, not that the timing was good or anything, but at least he got to clear the air immediately before. So it's fresh in everyone's mind,
I also want to mention and I think that's right. It's fresh in everyone's mind, and that's what it is, a living funeral. That's very accurate. I do want to mention anybody who's listening to us live, either if you're on Ustream. Actually, you know what? I don't think I put myself live on Ustream. But if you are watching us live on Ustream or on YouTube, I know I was supposed to have a live paid pay-per-view tonight, but something went south with Ustream's pay-per-view tonight, and I didn't know that was going to happen tonight, so we had to kind of cut it and not do it. So I apologize for that, and it's funny because we actually did have quite a big list of people who were going to buy it, so that would have been actually really cool. So what we're going to do is we're probably going to record a special, and I'm going to put together a special, and I'm going to put it up on Ustream so you can actually download it, and it's so you can pay for it that way. But it will be a special event that will not be on YouTube. Same type of deal, just won't be the live one tonight because Ustream's working on that, or something's not right. There's something wrong with the code, and it has nothing to do really with me. It's just Ustream, and I didn't want to risk people paying money for something and then it not working, which is what basically was happening for some people. So until that's cleared up, I'm not going to do those. Now we're working on it to fix it, but not right now. So
it's like what girls tell you. It's not me. It's Ustream.
Yeah. Oh boy. All right. So the WWE sent those officials to Warrior's house. That's really cool. It sucks that he's dead still. And then we have another announcement about TNA. Cowboy James Storm signed a multi-year deal with TNA, so he's there to stay for all you TNA fans, James Storm fans of the super kick, fans of the beer, swilling cowboy. I am not, but I'm glad you are. I think he's it's so funny to watch TNA because the ring is so small, and like I wonder what James Storm would look like in a WWE ring. You know what I mean? He's kind of like, he looks like he's a big guy kind of, but he's real agile, but he's actually not as big as you think he is. But he's bigger than you think.
I think they could do a lot with him and his character.
Yeah, in WWE. He's kind of like Shawn Michaels and Stone Cold, like rolled into one.
Yeah, he can brawl and he can do the super kick and like you said, very agile.
Right. He's not quite as big as Stone Cold, almost, and he's not as small as Shawn. But so it's kind of interesting. So I always thought James Storm was interesting, but I get annoyed by his a lot of his commentary, though. I don't know what it is. Sometimes he drives me nuts on the mic, but other times I think he's brilliant on the mic. So, I don't know. I'm up and down with him, but I guess I can blame the bad with him on the TNA writing.
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
So, Vicky Guerrero addressed her WWE departure. Said, "Hey, everyone, I have rumors and heard rumors and tons of comments about me leaving. I'm still here." So I even reported the other day that I thought Vicky was done. Just say bye to Vicky. She's done. She's saying she's here. I'm not leaving. This is on her Twitter, I guess, getting ready to head to WWE Birmingham, Nashville. Will AJ Lee show up? She made some comments about AJ Lee. So she didn't leave. But
where did those rumors come from?
Oh, they were on every site. I swear to God, every site I saw them. Like Vicky Guerrero.
Did they all list the same source, or at least a similar source? Or
I think there was two separate sources, and one of them was a very suggestive comment. Like you could tell that she's ready to be done or something, and then the other one was a source from something else. And I don't know who the sources are, but I believe Mark Middleton was one of them, and he usually knows what he's saying. But He might.
Well, Dave Meltzer was wrong about the CM Punk thing too. So
Yeah.
I mean, even the greats can be wrong.
Fuck you, Dave Meltzer. No, but
Hey, give him a break.
no, but no, seriously, fuck him. See, anybody who ignores me when I make when I continuously try to talk to somebody and be like, hey, I got this show and I got this question for you, or hey, would you want to come on the show because of this or that, or hey, I'd like to interview you for this or that. If they blow me off, or if they basically go, nah, not now, who are you, or fuck you, Dave
Meltzer has been doing what we're doing for like 30 years now. I mean, it's like you might as well try to get in contact with like fucking Stone Cold,
I know, but I just can't handle it. I just freak out, and
yeah, I understand.
Now, that's not rational, and Dave Meltzer's unbelievable. I mean, he's a fucking legend right now. But I can't deal with it, so fuck him. It's the same thing with no IQ, especially when someone has a really I mean, I shouldn't be saying this because like there's tons of my listeners or tons of our listeners or tons of just random people who like write comments on my thing who are like, hey Joe, put me on, I want to blah blah blah, and I can't get to it either. So I understand, what I mean, I can't get to all these people, I can't get to everything everybody, and so I can't imagine being them. I totally get it. But when I directly comment and I know he read it, right then and there live, like I will comment back usually.
Yeah.
But if I ask a provocative question or an interview or whatever, it's just kind of like, I don't know. Like especially no IQ. I know he read these comments, and he only responds back to comments when he like either to people who write something stupid or to something where he sounds smart. That's all he writes. But if you write like a creative thought or a thought-provoking thought or whatever, or you criticize or you question or anything besides, is the Attitude Era back? Because the Rock said anus the other day on WrestleMania. To be like, no, that doesn't mean the Attitude Era is back. Oh, that's what you comment on, dickhead? All this other stuff you could have commented on, but that's what you commented on, you dickhole. So I don't like that. I don't like when you, I don't know. We're going into a place I didn't want to go to, but whatever. So I thought it was interesting the WWE top 10 looks at post-WrestleMania Raw moments. That was cool. They got another top 10 about most shocking victories at WrestleMania, that type of deal. You know something I was listening to earlier, what I couldn't stop listening to for some reason? I don't know where. It just came out of nowhere, and I wanted to hear it, was Maven's theme song. Remember Maven? Like, you can take me out to like whatever the hell that stupid song was. I went back and watched him eliminate The Undertaker on the Royal Rumble because I thought that was like his best moment. Probably was his best moment. And it was just so funny because The Undertaker, he really drop-kicked him really well in the back. And The Undertaker just flew out of the ring. I think they like, I don't know if like Maven, like he couldn't do other moves or if like the WWE was just like, just stick with the drop kicks.
It's weird, yeah, because he did have a great drop kick, but I mean, so does AJ Styles. It's not like that's the only move he does.
Right, but they were like, this is your thing. It was like, but I don't know if they told him that or because they were like, you can't really do much else, so just do this drop kick thing.
I could see it almost being an inside thing within Tough Enough, where throughout Tough Enough, they're like, wow, you have the best drop kick out of the entire class. That's your thing now, drop kick kid.
Yeah, right. I could see that. I don't know. Real quick, because we're on live on Ustream, and I apologize that we did not have our pay-per-view tonight because of technical difficulties with Ustream, and we talked it over, and we couldn't do it either way. I didn't want to make you guys pay money for something that wasn't going to come out the right way. So, bam, refunded. But it would have been nice. But we will. What I'm going to be doing is putting on-demand content on Ustream until we can go live on there once they fix the bugs, so that you guys can check that out. In the chat right now, this is WWE State of the WWE episode number 23. It's kind of a different version of State of the WWE than we usually do, but Steve Langenheim says, so what's Sting going to do since he's in WWE? I honestly don't think Taker is going to wrestle again, so who's Sting going to fight? The only thing that I'm worried about with Taker is that maybe he feels like, wait a minute, no, this ain't the way I'm going out. Or maybe he decides to have one last match at like SummerSlam or Survivor Series or something like that.
Something would have to be on the line.
Maybe
I mean, not even just his career. Oh, all right, maybe his career. Maybe he could say, I know the streak is dead, but I've been dead for my entire career, and that hasn't stopped me. And then Sting can come back, and basically maybe if Sting wins, he gets a contract, if Undertaker, if he loses, he doesn't, and if Undertaker loses, he has to retire. I could see that.
I could see that, but I really do think he's done. I mean, I really think Undertaker is done, and that's it.
Yeah.
But I could see maybe, and it's only if the Undertaker is insanely frustrated with the way it ended. But I don't know. He could be smiling his ass off right now somewhere, like it's over finally. You know, I'm done. You know, and well, look, oh man, laughing, like looking at the crowd. You know, but I could see Sting. I think Sting. What I've been saying for months is, if Sting comes here, first thing he's gonna do is take on Triple H. Now that may not be true. Maybe he'll go after Lesnar. Maybe, but I thought it was going to be with Triple H. But I sure, whatever it is, the WWE's going to do something really creative, I would believe.
I mean, Triple H would be a good idea. I don't think that. I mean, Taker, as we said, I mean, odds are he's sitting on the beach right now, drinking a Corona and whipping his MMA gloves into the ocean. But and then who is Brock Lesnar? I think that would be a bad idea. That would just make both of them look weak, in my opinion. I mean, you don't want to make Sting look like a threat to Lesnar, and you don't want Lesnar to look like a threat to Sting. But Triple H, that's a good idea. I could get behind that.
Oh, Prevo412 said I was a faggot moron who doesn't know anything, and I like guys, and I must like guys because I'm gay. Well, here's a picture of my girlfriend. So there you go. So I just I dug up a couple pictures of Leah, and there she is. Look, I'm not gay. I had sex with this woman plenty times.
He has at least 2 proofs of that.
And I have 2 children. I think they're mine. And I had sex with 27 other women that, and I don't remember half of them, but it happened. There you go. I'm not gay. That's the chick. That's the chick. See you later. Just wanted to take time out to do that. Faggot. Some 15-year-old yelling at me. Who's probably jerking off every night into a pillowcase. Gamers Universe 24 says hello, and then he says, will Sting most likely do what Jericho did after his time off, be putting the younger talent over? No, because, well, I don't think so, because they've already been established. This would be like a new launching. This would be more like when Jericho came back like the second time or something. Like you're launching a character. It's not he's coming back to help the talent. It's they're launching a character.
Yeah, he hasn't had his moment in the WWE. He doesn't in the DVDs. I mean, or not just the DVDs, but when you look at the WWE Network and you look at all the compilations they put together and everything, there's not much to say about Sting because he didn't have a crossover career like everyone else did.
Yeah. So this is going to be different. This is now, yes, in the future, perhaps on his way out the door, he'll put someone over or whatever. But coming in, that won't be the case. And I would hope to God, I don't want to see a graphic of Sting up saying, he's here tonight on Raw. I want to see this dude show up out of nowhere. Because whether you love Sting or you don't like him or you don't care, I'm not even a big Sting guy. I don't even care. I'm just here for the surprise. It's the same thing as Batista. I don't want to see Michael Cole being like, and guess who we signed, King? And King being like, Sting! Like, yeah, don't do that.
I don't want that.
Yeah, because now you've already taken half the wind out of the sails. No, I want to see this dude show up in the rafters or come down from the ceiling or come up out of the ring or come from somewhere unexpected to help out. And you know what would be really cool? You know what would be really awesome, I think, is like maybe Daniel Bryan is doing something else. He's got a match against somebody else for the title or whatever, a pay-per-view or 2 pay-per-views from now. And the Shield is taking on, Triple H. And who the hell else do they got with them now? I'm losing my mind. Triple H, Kane,
Ortista.
Oh yeah, and Ortista, right? So you get those 4 guys, but Daniel Bryan's out of the picture now, and it's moved on to the Shield, and now you get a 4-on-3 against the Shield, and maybe they're getting the upper hand, right? And then Sting, that's where he could be. He could be with the Shield on a 4-on-4.
Sting would fit great with the Shield, in my opinion, depending on how they do it.
That's what I think. And then Triple H could be like, why is he here and all that stuff. And I'm telling you, the best thing ever for them to roll with is, you buried my friends. Now I'm here to bury you.
Exactly, and it would make so much sense after that Triple H video package where, over half the guys he mentioned who he buried throughout the years were WCW guys, like Steiner and who else was in that DVD package? Booker T.
Yeah, Booker T, Steiner, There was, oh my god, it escapes me too, but there were so many that it was like, oh, this was so purposely done. So well done and purposely done. I think even Bret Hart might have been on there.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't know if you got buried later on. Corporate Kane would have to go by first champ unless Sting brings the Monster Kane back. There's something they could do, but nobody I don't think we don't want to see that. We don't want to see Sting and Kane. Right?
I don't know.
I mean, here's the thing.
I really can't answer that question. Maybe I do.
Here's the thing. I don't know if I want to see the match, but I think the build-up would be really good.
Right.
I really do think the build-up could be good, but it's got
to that logic. I mean, once again, I'm gonna get shit for this, like I always do. But could Sting actually put on a good match with anyone right now, like a great match?
So Sting had a pretty good match at Slammiversary against Bubba Ray. I mean, they had a pretty good match. Like I said, it was like a main event from the Attitude Era.
Okay.
Just sneezed all over an Iron Man mask. By the way, if you're watching on Ustream or YouTube, make sure to tweet and like, and of course, click the like button and stick the thumb where the sun don't shine. So like I said, we've talked about a whole lot of stuff tonight. And of course, the thing right now is Sting. And of course, we couldn't go live on Ustream tonight for the pay-per-view because Ustream had issues, so that's fine. I'm just doing a live show. And I'm going to put content up there that you can, bonus content that will not be on YouTube, that you can purchase on Ustream if you want to do that. And that will make it easier. And I'll be posting those videos and ads on YouTube. Hope it doesn't bother too many people. I'll try to keep them, I'll try to limit the amount that I put up there. But there will be one up tomorrow. So tomorrow, go on to Ustream. I'll put the link below here in this video. State of the WWE episode number 23. So you can click on the content that's on Ustream as we partnered with them. I think it would be cool. This is Gamers Universe 24. I think it would be cool if they did a 4 versus 4 tag match for the WWE Championship. The winning team get a 4-man match later in the night for the title.
Interesting.
That is actually really a good idea. I mean, I don't know if it's going to work with the framework or what they're doing. And of course, you wouldn't have Sting involved then, because if Daniel Bryan's the champion, I think he's thinking if Daniel Bryan's with the Shield.
Right.
But that would be, imagine that, because Daniel Bryan and the Shield members have great chemistry.
Oh, that match alone would be incredible. Especially if the Shield started by trying to beat the shit out of Daniel Bryan, and then maybe one of the members tries to pin him and then gets pulled off by another member, and then so on and so forth till they all start fighting each other, and then it becomes a real match. Right.
How awesome would it be if they did that? Because the Shield and Daniel Bryan could all wrestle each other, and the Shield wouldn't break up. It would be over after it was over.
Or it could be a great way to break up the Shield, where they can say all these times when we even had to fight each other, maybe they can have a triple threat before that. Even when we fought each other, we still remained the Shield. But then you throw the WWE title in there, and all of a sudden, maybe that's what's going to lead to them breaking up, because they realize, okay, the WWE title is even bigger than the Shield, which would also be great for the WWE Championship.
I think that the Shield is going to run for a while. I think the WWE's realized they want.
Oh yeah, if they do this, I'm thinking maybe Survivor Series when they finally have the 4-on-4 or whatever.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's a whole different thing. Let me make sure that your volume's up all the way here. There we go. What do you think about? Oh man, I lost it. What about someone mentioned the Undertaker could come back as regular, the American Badass, or whatever. Wouldn't it be funny if the Undertaker came out like out of nowhere, like someone had a mystery opponent at WrestleMania 31, and then the mystery opponent came out and it was Mark Calloway. And then he beat the guy, and then a sign came up and it said 1-0. It's so stupid, but it's just funny to think about that.
The sad thing is I can see it happening.
Right. But I think you would. The problem is, it would be actually. I think it would get people. I think they would really laugh at it. Like they would really in a good way, like a positive way. I think it would be a really funny moment. But the problem is,
he retires as 1-0.
Yeah, and then he retires,
undefeated.
But unfortunately, it would be. Oof! It would really anger a lot of. I mean, we may laugh at it that night, but then the next night you'd be like, "Oh no! No!" No.
What if? Oh, this would really piss everyone off, and I think it would be best for business if the Undertaker, his gong hits, and maybe it's during a time where everyone's beating the Shield, and like, all right, Ortista, Triple H, and who else do we have? Kane are beating up the Shield, right? And Daniel Bryan's in the ring too, and they're just getting their asses handed to them. And then all of a sudden you hear a gong hit, and everyone goes nuts, like, "Oh my God, the Undertaker's gonna save Daniel Bryan in the Shield." He comes out dressed in a suit, and then helps the Authority beat the shit out of the Shield and Daniel Bryan, and then reunites with his brother Kane as corporate Undertaker and corporate Kane.
Wow. That would be really cool, especially with kind of the way he left and lost. He's almost like a downer right now, and it would be really cool, actually. I think that, but I don't know, man. That treads into the same water of just let. I think he's done. I don't know why. It's funny that I'm like, he's done. Undertaker's done, but we keep bringing up these Undertaker things that could happen.
Well, here's the thing: if he joined the Authority, he wouldn't have to wrestle any more matches. He could have a lot of mic time. I mean, he's always been a backstage staple anyway, so he's always there. Why not just put him on the camera every night now?
Yeah, no, I agree. And Gamers Universe 24, I also agree with his comment about Cesaro versus Big E for the Intercontinental belt. I think that belt needs to be featured now. They got to stop. Every time they start it up, they stop it again. So it doesn't make, if you're going to start it up and then not have it at WrestleMania, you might as well just get rid of it. There's no need to have it.
Same with Ambrose. Ambrose has had the U.S. title for about 330 days now. He's coming close to a full year with that goddamn title.
And I think he defended it 3 times or something. Like it
was something like, actually like 12 or 13, but that's not that many for a whole year's worth of holding it.
Maybe back in 1987 it was, but not now. I do not care as much about the United States title. I couldn't give a shit. But I really care about the Intercontinental title's lineage. So it really pisses me off to see what they do with that or don't do with that. So I just hope they fix it. I really hope they fix it.
I want to see Paul Heyman with Intercontinental Champion Cesaro and World Heavyweight Champion Brock Lesnar at some point.
That would be cool. That would be good. People be cheering for one and not the other, but he looks awesome because he's with both guys.
Mm-hmm.
And then they could face each other for the titles.
Yeah.
How awesome would that be? Title versus title, Cesaro versus Brock Lesnar. Think about how awesome that would be.
Then you unify those titles, and then bring up the U.S. as actually a title. Treat it like the IC title, but keep calling it the United States, because why not?
Forsaken Joker in the YouTube chat said, Corporate Callaway.
That would be awesome.
My name is Corporate Callaway. And he comes out to Kid Rock played backwards. No, I don't know.
He comes out to the Price is Right theme.
But really slow. Oh, no, he comes out to Moonlight Sonata. How about that?
That's creepy enough that it would work with the Undertaker. But
Right.
you just hear dun 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 dun.
No, I think Moonlight Sonata. He's coming out to Moonlight Sonata. I'm playing it right now. You probably can't hear it, but
I can hear it.
oh, what the fuck? This thing makes no sense. Guys, this is youtube.com/Joe Cronin Show. I am Joe. This is the co-host, Chris Tosevich. Our other co-host, Jaron, is dead. No, he's he's probably sleeping because he probably had a long night. He's still young. He gets to do all the things that we ever wanted to do. If we could only do it over again. I wonder where Maven is right now. Actually, I saw him in a commercial for earbuds while you're working out at the gym. These earbuds that stay in your ear and are really cool. Jack Daniels in the chat says on YouTube says, by the way, if you're not familiar with this, if you ever catch us on late at night doing an impromptu show, it's the best time to chat because I read almost all the chats, which is different from normal nights where I can't read anything until later. He said, I'd like Sting to come out and cut a promo on Hunter and say he'll smack his head with a baseball bat and bury him. Well, Jack, if you heard me earlier in this conversation tonight, I don't know if you heard it, but I mentioned I want Sting, when he comes here, he's going to face Triple H. I've been saying this for months. I think he's got to face Triple H, and I think he's got to say, I'm here to... You buried all my friends, or you buried everyone in WCW. Now I'm going to bury you. I think that's the line. now I'm
And
gonna
imagine this:
bury
we have Triple
you.
H versus Sting. Everyone's like, Sting's going to be our savior. He's going to be the guy to take down Triple H. Maybe there's a board meeting saying, Triple H, if you want to get in the ring and you want to be a wrestler, that's fine and well. But if you're going to keep losing, you make the company look bad. So if you don't win this match against Sting, you are no longer the CEO of the company. And everyone's like, oh, yeah, this is awesome. Sting's going to take out Triple H and change everything. And then we have Sledgehammer versus Baseball Bat. Maybe they each try to use their weapon, but like get stopped. And then at the very end, Triple H takes out a shovel, beats Sting over the head with it, and pins him for the 1, 2, 3.
I got an even better idea. Daniel Bryan's in the ring with Triple H, and something crazy is about to happen. And then all of a sudden, like nobody knows about it, but their Sting shows up. Or whatever, comes down, some crazy entrance or some kind of crazy appearance, and he's got the bat in his hand. And Triple H is like, like, oh shit, you know what I mean? And everyone's flipping out. There's Sting, everybody's losing their shit, and then he waffles Daniel Bryan in the stomach with the bat. How cool would that be?
That would be really cool.
I mean, it wouldn't make
Heel
it.
Sting would be great.
Yeah, heel Sting would be cool. And it would shock everybody because they'd be thinking he was going to go after Triple H. But actually, he's attacked Triple H. There could also be a thing where he's with. There's said to be a power struggle at some point. That they've been talking about this for a year now. This was supposed to happen 8-9 months ago, where Vince McMahon was going to come back and have some sort of power struggle with Triple H. So what if Sting was angry at Vince but not at Triple H? You know what I mean? That type of deal. And maybe before that happens, Vince comes out and he's for Daniel Bryan. You know what I mean? He's trying to, he's on the other side of things. I don't know. It's getting really complicated, but there's so many different ways you could do it. I would enjoy Sting coming back for Triple H in a match. I would also enjoy Sting coming back, us thinking that, and then him attacking Daniel Bryan. Both things would be cool, but I would think they would want to really make him a face, especially to start it off. They want to sell Sting masks. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I would think, he would probably actually attack Triple H.
Stephen Langenheim in the chat says, dude, I realized Dean doesn't wear the U.S. title anymore, too. It's collecting dust. He does wear it. He wears it kind of weird. He straps it to his crotch, so it just hangs down in front of him.
Yeah, he hangs it off. And
it's only when the Shield comes out as a group, though. He doesn't really do it backstage. He doesn't do it during their matches. But when they're coming out for any other reason, you'll see it hanging off his crotch. Yeah,
he's also worn it backwards, I've noticed, too.
Yeah.
Thomas Scott says, I think Sting versus Bray Wyatt would be more entertaining than Triple H. Yeah, I think Triple H, that's another guy. Besides Triple H and Daniel Bryan, I think Bray Wyatt was next on my list for Sting to face. Although I think that's a risky match. And not because of Bray Wyatt even as much as it's really both of them. I don't know, what could happen. I mean, Bray Wyatt has proved himself as far as being able to throw us off guard and tell a story and sometimes lull us into sleep, but then the match starts and sometimes all of a sudden you're entertained by it. So right. I will say that, I don't think a lot of the moves Bray does are the most entertaining wrestling moves, but what he does in the ring in matches, especially in the last 3 to 5 featured matches he's been in, has been very entertaining. Which
Similar to Foley without taking as much damage.
Yeah, it's a different version of that, but you're right. It's just something about him actually kind of reminds me of The Undertaker when he was first The Undertaker, like at the beginning.
That's a good example too, yeah.
He was slow, he was kind of methodical, but he would do these moves and you'd be like, whoa, for some reason and all he did was come off the ropes and jump up in the air and chop someone in the chest or something. But his strange agility and weird mannerisms in the ring, so that's why he's entertaining. And so it's like The Undertaker. It's really weird. And I'm someone who really wants to be down on Bray and really wants to hammer him, but he's done nothing but prove me wrong every time. And most of the time. Sometimes, things go here or there, but that WrestleMania match was fairly entertaining, and part of it was Cena, but it was a lot of Bray too. Joe, I think Sting versus Bray Wyatt. Oh, I already read that. I read everything else. What else we got? There's nothing hardcore about the current product anymore. A slap on Total Divas is considered hardcore. Can a 56-year-old man like Sting take a beating like that? He took he had an okay match with Bubba Ray, with Bully Ray on at TNA Slammiversary. I mean, that was, around the time of SummerSlam.
Yeah, I'll be the first to not insult, but not be too high on Sting's in-ring style. But when it comes down to his breath, I mean, he doesn't get winded. He can definitely go. He definitely has the cardio necessary.
Yeah, I mean, I think most of it's going to be the story no matter what. But, he kind of reminds me of Stone Cold at this moment, like late Stone Cold when he couldn't do a whole lot, but he would brawl in there. Mm-hmm. He's got that momentum. So if the story's good enough, and maybe it is a hardcore match, have a couple tables, have stuff like that. I mean, he can makes it a little more interesting. I don't know. I don't mind it. Joe, would you be interested in seeing RVD feud with a returning Chris Jericho? Everyone's talking about that.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
I said that a couple of weeks ago.
You
that
did.
Would be perfect.
And after you said that, other people have been commenting about it. I would like to see that. And I don't know where they would go with a feud. I mean, because
it doesn't matter. Their matches would be fucking awesome.
Well, they would, but RVD doesn't say much. Jericho would have to say most of the stuff. RVD's just kind of like, man, shut up. He doesn't.
He can talk though when he's allowed to. Because look at One Night Stand when he had that long promo where he said, remember, it was the one where he couldn't wrestle. Remember, he came out with an injured leg or something like that.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, and he came out and he said like, I'm glad you guys remember me, and remember when I actually had a voice that said more than just dude, and everyone cheered and went nuts.
You know what they should do is just have matches against each other where they're like trying to one-up each other, and they keep winning, and the other guy wins, and the other guy wins, stuff like that.
Like Booker T versus, who was it? It was Booker T versus someone. They had a best of 7 in WCW.
Oh yeah,
but it was amazing, and it was either Eddie Guerrero or maybe Chris Benoit. Either way, it was one of the best wrestlers in WCW, and the best of 7 was just such a great gimmick. They didn't care about anything. It wasn't for any title. It was literally, let's just see who's the better wrestler in 7 straight matches.
Right.
Well, if it goes to 7, but yeah.
I don't mind it. I want to see. I would love to see something like that where they're just kind of sparring with each other. And then all of a sudden it leads to a match at a pay-per-view. That's it. That's what it should do. Maybe a ladder match. How about that at a pay-per-view? WWE needs to bring back some more of these like little gimmicky matches that are meaningful. Ladder match is meaningful. Hell in a Cell, no. But
right.
then again, Money in the Bank will be coming up at some point.
When is that? Do you know?
That is not till halfway through the year, right? I mean, am I crazy? You know what's funny is actually because of WrestleMania coming up, I used to announce like, oh, we got this pay-per-view, and I would break down everything until WrestleMania. Isn't it so strange that we have to do that all over again? Like it's reset. I remember it being SummerSlam and being like, oh, we got Night of Champions, Battleground, Hell in the Cell, and then you know how it's gonna go, and then Royal Rumble, yes, and then we start to go. But it's so funny that WrestleMania is over now. We're starting right from the beginning. With Extreme Rules. Last year at Extreme Rules, wasn't it Ryback and Cena in like an ambulance match?
Yeah, that sucked.
Right, that was terrible. There was, I think, the FU, something on top of the ambulance looked all right, but...
He went through the top of the ambulance, and that's how Cena won.
Oh, yeah. Stupid. So Payback. So we got Extreme Rules, which will be kind of interesting because of all the situations. Payback, which doesn't make any sense to me. I feel like Payback would come after WrestleMania, but it doesn't. It comes after Extreme
Rules. Yeah, because it used to be
Backlash
Backlash after WrestleMania, and that was the whole theme. It's the Backlash of WrestleMania, and then it was the Payback of WrestleMania, and now it's Extreme Rules every year.
Yeah, and what's the other weird thing is like Extreme Rules, and then WWE Payback, and then Money in the Bank, and then SummerSlam, and then Night of Champions, and then WWE Battleground. So in front of all these dumb names, they throw a WWE in there. So Payback's probably going to be stupid. Money in the Bank is after that. So that is probably the most interesting pay-per-view, I would think, unless something happens that we don't know about. As far as the gimmick or the meaning of the pay-per-view, Money in the Bank will be the most meaningful one. And then, of course, SummerSlam is the next month. And I'm pumped up, man. I'm excited for SummerSlam. It's kind of like getting to the road to SummerSlam, getting to the road to WrestleMania. So I'm really pumped up for SummerSlam too, because that's our kind of inaugural event. That's the one that really launched us. That's the one where we started really doing this wrestling talk right before leading up to SummerSlam.
That's our WrestleMania, kind of.
It is kind of. That's where we started our show here. So I really am getting nostalgic about SummerSlam. Thomas Scott in the YouTube chat says, speaking of gimmick matches, Joe, do you see only one Money in the Bank match at Money in the Bank? Yes, I do. I would kind of like them to add a Intercontinental one, but they don't really value the title, so I don't see why they would do that.
But that would be a great way to spark it off. I mean, once again, I agree with you. It's probably not going to happen.
Now,
but it'd be a great way to spark interest.
But what if, but you're right. What if they had two Money in the Bank matches and both people get a chance, get a case? How about that? You could have two matches with 6 different guys or 8 different guys, and 2 people get a case for the one title.
Huh.
So they can anytime they can cash those in.
That would be really interesting.
Now
it would depend on the writing.
Right. Now think of this. Now maybe it's not this year, maybe it's 3 years down the road, but think of how cool it would be if at WrestleMania somebody wins something, bam, Money in the Bank dude comes out, cashes it in, beats the guy, gets the title. People are flipping out, and then at the end, the dude who ended up losing, maybe he's the heel or something, or whatever, I don't know. He ends up attacking that dude, and he gets knocked down. Then out comes the other fucking Money in the Bank guy. He cashes it, and he wins. And
yeah, that would be pretty extreme.
That would be crazy, right? But even so, like even if one guy came and cashed it in, you know what I mean? That would be cool, and you would still know that there's still another surprise that could happen because another guy's got it.
And it would give them more room to do crazy things. Like
yes.
that's one crazy thing. Another crazy thing is what I've always wanted to see is someone holding the title and the briefcase at the same time. So if they ever get beat, they could get it right back, or however they want to work it. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
Like imagine. I mean, Cena's a bad example, but it's the easiest one to picture in your head. Imagine Cena getting beat for his title, and then the other guy's like celebrating in the ring, and then Cena, although he's hurt, crawls to the corner and grabs a mic, and then says, "Bring out my briefcase. This isn't over."
Right.
You know?
Right. Oh man, I always knew I could do it for all my Bo-levers. It's gonna get interesting with Bo Dallas. I think he's gonna be huge.
Someone on Reddit said it would be great if he came out and in his debut match or one of his debut matches won the Intercontinental title, and then later said started talking to Daniel Bryan, being like, "And Daniel Bryan, maybe someday you can be Intercontinental champion like me."
That would be so great. That would be fucking gold. That's a great idea.
Just straight facing that he considers the IC belt better than the world belt just because he has it, but looking like an idiot. Yeah,
that would be awesome. That's a great idea. I love that. If you're watching now on youtube.com/Joe Cronin Show or on Ustream or anywhere else you're watching this, click the like button. That'd be awesome. And, of course, subscribe if you like it as well. My name is Joe. This is Chris Tosevich. This is State of the WWE, episode number 23. I think we have a whole lot more steam going on tonight than we did it on State of the WWE 22. And I didn't even know what we were going to talk about tonight. By the way, the WWE movie Oculus is actually doing all right, and it actually is getting pretty good reviews from reputable people that I know. The first thing would be to say that it's just it's a WWE horror movie, so it's not going to be that scary, but I guess it's fairly scary. It's probably the most freaky thing they put out, aside from...
Is that the one where the chick eats the light bulb apple?
I think so. It's the one with the mirror.
I kind of want to see that.
And the girl from Doctor Who's in it, too. But she has an English-American accent, which is different. So yeah, I don't know. It's getting decent reviews. Like, it's from reputable people. There's a dude I listen to probably thousands of his reviews, and we agree on everything. And he actually gave it a friggin'... He's like, I was ready to slam this thing. I couldn't wait to see this shit show. And he's like, it was actually really good. Like, above average good. I mean, he said...
Good for them, then. They need to start being taken seriously.
Yeah. And they can promote this thing all over their site. It's fucking creepy looking. It's not for kids. What I don't understand is how come they can advertise this Oculus movie and shoot these R-rated movies that are freaky, but we can't do a PG-14 in the ring. I mean, or a PG-14 program. I don't understand that.
Well, it's easy because the program itself gets all people involved, and then for the older audience, they can go out and see a movie if they want to, but they don't have to alienate anyone with their main product.
But you know what I would like to see the WWE do is come up with a new program. They got the network. They can do whatever they want. Back in the day, they started something called Raw, Monday Night Raw, and it wasn't Superstars in the morning, and it wasn't all that stuff. It got a little bit more volume turned up on it. I mean, not much, because you had friggin' Damien Demento or whatever facing Undertaker for the main event on the first ever Raw, but it was a little bit more adult feeling, a little bit more. It was still goofy, but it was a little bit more. And eventually it became a whole lot more. And why can't the WWE do a late night show on the network? Like, you know,
a better example of that would be Shotgun Saturday Night. And one of the first...
I was going to bring that up.
Yeah, one of the first events on Saturday Night, Marlena showed her breasts, even though she had pasties or tissues or something in front of her nipples. But the point is, they were trying to advertise it as, hey, so you want wrestling for adults, for a 1 a.m. audience? Come on by, you know? Yeah, you're right. They could do that again.
Yeah. No, I agree. I would love to see that, like, late night or WWE, like, you know, uncensored or anything. Think of a name and do it for an hour and late at night. It could be taped, it could be live, whatever you want to do. I don't know.
The problem is what that would do is you'd have little kids being like, well, I want to watch everything. And especially if you have storylines progress at all, which is the only way to make it interesting, then you don't want to have a little kid being like, wait, how did he win the title? I'm not allowed to watch that. This is stupid. And I mean, part of the problem is the whole reason they're going so PG is because the media tries to fucking rape them every single time something bad happens. They try to blame little kids wrestling each other on WWE if someone gets hurt.
Yeah,
they try to blame.
I don't get that, but that doesn't make any sense because the move, I mean, it doesn't matter. They're still doing the wrestling.
It's easy for Vince to go up to people and say, no, this is PG. I don't know what you're talking about. You must be crazy. And without them saying, well, what about your Saturday night program? You know what I mean? Like, that's the reason they do it, which kind of sucks for us, but I can understand that Vince just doesn't want that headache.
Yeah, I guess you're right, but that's really, if that's what Vince is really doing, I mean, that's a pussy. I think they're bitches then. And I understand Vince will himself push, well, this is family entertainment. And he's always pushed that up until he was forced to do something crazy. And listen, I want it to be family entertainment, but I want it to be a little more than what it is. A little bit more, please. Just a little bit more. Give us something more. Yeah. But the thing is,
where they dropped the ball was what they really should have done was when they brought ECW back. I hate calling it. When they brought WWECW back, they should have made that the adult programming. And that way they don't even have to have the wrestlers mingle. You can watch ECW if you want, but you're not going to miss anything if you only watch SmackDown and Raw. And then, if you only watch SmackDown and Raw and you're a kid, everything's fine. You're not worried about ECW.
And if Vince got those questions, he could be like, no, that's ECW. That's a different product that has a different rating. And the parents can read the ratings on the shows, and that's ECW. If you're a parent, if I was a parent and I have a 10-year-old, 11-year-old, they wouldn't be watching ECW. They'd be watching WWE Monday Night Raw. That's what he would say. Awesome.
How good would that have been?
That would have been good. And but they're retarded with what they did with ECW. It was not ECW. It was another exploit, which doesn't make any sense why you'd want to almost drive it into the ground when now you own it. To like, I mean, I don't know. But there you go. I don't know. I'm done. Daniel Bryan got married to Brie. Tie that knot. Tickle that clit.
He looked sharp, I must say.
Yeah, I'd bang him. What am I talking about? How come visit the Hall of Champions on the WWE.com? They show all the championships, but of course they didn't show the championship that we all saw growing up. Youngest champions in history. They're like showing Rey Mysterio, Paige, and Jeff Hardy. Damn, Paige. I hate my life.
Isn't Randy Orton still holding the record for youngest world champion of all time in WWE?
We had this argument with somebody, or somebody corrected us or something in one of our videos recently about that. And I forget
who is it then? I
forget now, but somebody corrected us, and I tried to give him a shout out and say, yeah, man, you know what? I appreciate anybody, any feedback, any comments, any corrections.
Yeah, please.
We need them because we'll just continue on, and then I'll see the video like a week later, and then I'll remember that that's wrong, and I'll flip out. I'll be like, no, fuck, no. So I always enjoy getting corrected, believe it or not. But I think we're done here. This is State of the WWE episode number 23. I'm glad you were with us. Of course, remember ustream.tv/channel/Joe Cronin Show. You can go over there for all the pay-per-view and the on-demand events. Hopefully we'll have a pay-per-view going up soon. There was actually a fairly good demand for it. So that was encouraging. Unfortunately, the site was taking a dump on itself. But I will have on-demand content up there that's special only to Ustream that you can get. It's a way to help the show out with purchasing stuff that we need to get. So that's why I do it. You don't have to do it. You can just stay here on YouTube with all the free stuff. That's cool. But if you want to buy the on-demand stuff, it's going to be like $1 or $2, and that's about it. And we'll always have it up there. It'll be special stuff that you can't see on YouTube. I'll be doing Q&A stuff. And that's it. I'm glad you guys were here with us tonight. This was State of the WWE, episode number 23. My name is Joe Cronin. He's Chris Tosevich. We'll see you live after Monday Night Raw right here on youtube.com/Joe Cronin Show. And also look for our videos that we're going to be making for tomorrow. Good night. Hey, do you want to email me a question for the show that I can read on the air? Well, I read them, so let's do it. JoeCroninShow@yahoo.com or tweet my Twitter @Joe Cronin Show on Twitter. Guys, thank you very much for watching tonight. Live from Boston. Good night. Now click the like button and stick the thumb so far up my ass that my ass explodes and